from shadows, I came from rain, from empty rooms and silent pain. I built my walls, I locked my doors. I didn't trust in love no more. But then you smiled, just soft, not loud, like sunshine breaking through a cloud. You didn't rush, you didn't try, you just sat down and stayed nearby. To know that they were truly brave. You held me close without demand. You saw the cracks and held my hand. And through your eyes I saw the truth that love could feel like something new. You never asked what hurt me so. You only showed me how to grow. And day by day I let you places no one else had been. Love isn't perfect, love still aches, but with you it feels like grace. And now I stand here not afraid of giving more than what I've said. I've been scrolling through our messages. Every word still hits like it's yesterday. Funny how the silence feels so loud when your voice is missing now. I tell myself I'm doing fine, but I'm lying every time. 'Cause your shadow's dancing in my mind, and I can't leave it behind. I still feel you in my bed, in the words I never said, like a ghost inside my chest. You're the ache I can't forget. I still feel you in the rain, in the laughter and the pain. Even though you walked away,
behind. Smells like your perfume and late night cries. I wish I could erase the past, but baby, I would take it all back. They say time is meant to heal, but it just makes it more real. You were more than just a dream, you were everything to me.
And I still feel you in my bed, in the words I never said, like a ghost inside my chest. You're the ache I can't forget. I try to move on, but you stay, living in my yesterday. Even in the dark I see your light, even in goodbye you're mine. I try to move on, but you stay, living in my yesterdays. Even in the dark I see your light, even in goodbye you're mine. I still feel you in my bed, every tear we never shed. You're the love I can't regret, you're the love I can't forget. We had our seasons, had our years, some full of joy, some full of tears. We said goodbye with heavy hearts, not knowing we'd just fall apart. I loved again, and so did you. We learned what we were meant to do, but somewhere deep I always knew that every road would lead to you. We found our way back through all the noise, through all the black, through all the faces, all the tries. We kept a spark we never tied. We found our way home, though time had carved us skin and bone. We came back older, not the same, but still in love, and still by name. You looked at me like years stood still, and suddenly the world was real. Not perfect love, but something more, a kind that time was keeping for. Maybe we were meant to roam, to lose, to break, to walk alone, so we'd return with hearts that You came to me with broken eyes, a little lost, a little shy, and I was too a faded flame, still learning how to breathe again. We didn't promise something grand, just quiet hearts and open hands. No fairy tale, no perfect start, just two cracked souls with honest hearts. We found each other in the ruins, among the pieces, pain and bruises. You didn't try to fix my past, you simply stayed and held me fast. Inside your soul, and in that place where silence grew, I slowly learned to trust in you. We shared our scars without regret, we lost, the things we kept. And in your voice I heard it too, a quiet ache that mirrored truth. Love doesn't always walk in light, sometimes it darkest nights and bones. But even with our jagged seams, we built a home between the dreams. We found each other in the ruins, not in shine, but it was human. Through every shadow, every fear, you whispered love can start right here. You held me close and not too tight, and let me bloom back into light. We may be scarred, but we You sat beside me after class. We barely spoke, but time moved fast. A stolen glance, a nervous smile. I felt my heart wake up inside. I didn't know what love was then, just thought of you again and again. I memorized your every word, like every sound the world had heard. The first time I fell, it was with you, with shaky hands and skies so blue. No promises, no need to stay, but you took my breath away. The first time I loved, it felt like spring, like songs that made the the start of every page. A love so young and yet so brave. We talked for hours on the phone, but still I felt so much alone. 'Cause I knew time would take us far, but I never lost who you are. Maybe we were meant to learn that love can bloom and still not burn. And even if we said goodbye, you'll always be the reason why. The first time I fell, I didn't know that hearts remember as they grow. That even now, when someone new, a part of me still feels like you. You were the light, you were the flame, the sweetest ache I'd feel again. The first time I fell, I whispered your name. I whispered your name. We talked for hours, but you took my breath around, and you took my breath around, and yet so brave. And yet so brave. I stopped believing long ago in fairy tales and letting go. I built my walls so high, so wide, no one could see what lived inside. Then you walked in, not loud, not fast. You didn't try to change my past. You simply stayed, and with your light, you taught my shadows how to fight. You made the flowers bloom again in places love had never been. You brought the sun to frozen ground and turned my silence into sound. You didn't rush, you didn't push, just gave me space, just gave me trust. And in your hands I found my truth. You made the flowers bloom in you. I told you I was hard to hold, that I had stories never told. But you just smiled and said, it's fine, I've got my ghosts, you've got your time. Some hearts don't need a rescue plan, they just need someone who understands. And you never tried to save, you just gave me a place to stay. You made the flowers bloom again, with every word, with every friend, with every laugh, with every night. You shore. You held the key but left the door. I waited with a patient heart, but you were scared to even start. Then years went by and you came back with softer words and heart untracked. But by that time I'd learned to heal and love again with something real. We were almost right, almost real, almost touched what others feel, but always missed it by a breath, like chasing light that fades to death. We were almost fire, almost flame, but timing played a losing game. We weren't broken, we weren't wrong, just out of rhythm all along. You kissed me once in pouring rain, but we both knew it wasn't the same. Too much had changed, too much was gone, and we had stayed apart too long. Some loves don't die, they just dissolve, not with a fight, but no resolve. They linger soft like distant songs. You hum alone for far too long. We were almost home, almost true. In every version I choose you, but we were pages left unread, a book we closed but never said. If love was only heart and soul, we'd still be young, we'd still be home. But life had plans we couldn't chart. We were almost loved, but not the part. You looked at me like no one could, and in that glance I understood that love was there, so raw, so true, but not a path we both could choose. You smiled and I smiled back the same, but neither dared to speak the name of all the things we couldn't say. So we just let the moment fade. We never had the time to let the stars and fate align, to let our hearts confess out loud what silence screamed beneath the sound. We never had the chance to try to fall, to risk romance. We loved each other, that is real, but love is not what time will heal. I see your life time stand still since the day you walked away. I smile for the world, but deep inside I'm fading more each day. The coffee's cold, your side's untouched. I still leave the light on late. I whisper your name into the dark, hoping echoes might bring you back. If I could hold you just once more, I'd never let you go like before. I'd trade tomorrow, trade the stars, just to feel your beating heart. If I could tell you what's inside, all the tears I try to hide, you'd know this love still hasn't died. If I could hold you one more time, I find you in forgotten songs, in pages of old books you loved. Even the silence, where's your smile? I carry it like a scar. They say love fades, but they don't know what it means to lose your soul. You're not a memory I'll outgrow. You're the home I miss the most. If I could hold you just once more, I'd tell you things I've never dared before. No more waiting, no more lies, just the truth in tear-filled eyes. If I could turn this pain to light, I'd bring you back into my life. But for now, I'll dream you every night and hold you in my mind. You came into my life so slow, a whisper I didn't even know. You held my heart without a claim, then left without a hint of blame. We weren't forever, but that's okay. Not every love is meant to stay, but you were real and you were true, and I became someone new through you. Thank you for the love we had, for every smile and every sad, for showing me how deep love goes, even when it never shows. You may be gone, but not erased. You left a warmth I can't replace, You didn't try to make me whole. You simply saw me soul to soul. And sometimes just being seen is more than what forever means. We didn't write a perfect song, but some short stories still live along. You were the light I didn't chase, but still you lit the darkest place. Thank you for the love we knew, for all the days that felt brand new, for letting go when it was time, with dignity and so much kind. I don't regret, I don't resent. You were a gift that life had sent, and even now I softly smile. Thank you for walking with me a while. You came into my life so slow, a whisper I didn't even know. You held my heart without a claim, then left without a hint of blame. We weren't forever, but that's okay. Not every love is meant to stay, but you were real and you were true, and I became someone new through you. Thank you for the love we had, for every smile and every sad, for showing me how deep love goes, even when it never shows. You may be gone, but not erased. You left a warmth I can't replace, and though we walked on separate ways, you helped me grow in quiet ways. You didn't try to make me whole. You simply saw me soul to soul, and sometimes just being seen is more than what forever means. We didn't write a perfect song, but some short stories still live along. You were the light I didn't chase, I softly smile. Thank you for walking with me a while.
You brought me coffee in the rain, waded through my moods and pain. You learned the words I never said, and heard the quiet in my head. You stayed when I was hard to love, gave everything and asked for none. But I was blind, I looked away from all the ways you chose to stay. You loved me more than I knew, more than I ever gave to you. I thought love came in louder lines, but yours was patient, soft and kind. You loved me through my careless days, in all the quiet, subtle ways. And now I see, too late, too true, you loved me more than I ever knew. I took your heart and left it bare, chased dreams while you just stood there. And when you left, it didn't show, not with a fight, but with a slow. And now I hear your name in air, in songs and lights and vacant stares. I wish I told you face to face before the wind erased your place. You love me more than I could see, and I was blind with love in me. But if I had one chance to choose, I'd trade the pride, I'd pay the dues to hold your hand, to make it right, to keep you close just one more night. But all that's left is me and proof you love me more than I ever knew. We sat beneath the fading sky. No words were left, no need to lie. Our hands still touched, but hearts were far. Two souls unsure of who we are.
love had slowly slipped away. And though it hurt, we both could see some endings come so quietly. We loved in silence, soft and slow. No shattered glass, no need to go. No final fight, no last regret. Just echoes of what once was said. We loved like petals on the breeze, so beautiful, then lost with ease. And though we walked on different roads, I carry you where no one knows. I see you now in passing dreams, a gentle face, a distant scene. No bitterness, no need to blame. Just missing you without a name. If time rewound, I'm not sure we'd change the way we close the door. Sometimes the kindest thing we do is letting go of someone true. We loved in silence, soft and still, and somehow that was love so real. No need to break, no need to burn. Just one deep breath, and then we turned. We loved in silence, you and I. And now we say our last goodbye. Your voice has faded from the phone, but echoes when I'm all alone. Your name no longer fills my day, but somehow it still finds its way. I see your face in passing trains, in autumn light, in summer rain. You're not a part of who I am, but still you're everywhere I stand. You still live in me, like pages in a book I never burned, like lessons that I had to learn. You're gone, but not completely. You still breathe in me, in songs we loved, in streets we knew, in every almost that felt true. You left, but not entirely. You still live in me. don't believe in accidents, but still I wonder how it went. One glance, one smile, one quiet room, and suddenly the world made room. You weren't the plan, you weren't the goal, but somehow you just touched my soul. Like all the stars aligned that night to place your heart here next to mine. I was meant to find you, like rivers run into the blue, like echoes searching for their sound. You were where I would be found. I was meant to meet you there, among the dreams, the midnight air. Not a chance, not just a day. You were fate in love's own way. We didn't try, we didn't chase. It all just fell into its place. You spoke my name like you had known 1,000 lives before this one. Maybe souls know where to go, even when we don't quite know. And maybe love just waits in time until it knows the stars align. I was meant to find you, love, like morning light from skies above. You came so quiet, came so true, like destiny just whispered you. We didn't write this with our hands. It's written in the sky, the sand. No need for reasons, no review. I was always meant to find you. I gave my heart to all the wrong hands, chased empty words, believed the plans. I stayed too long where love grew cold, thinking pain was part of being whole. I learned to cry with quiet grace, to hide the cracks behind my face. I told myself that this was fate, but all it did was teach me to wait. Every wrong love led to you, every tear, every bruise, every almost I outgrew, every lie that felt like truth. You were worth the fall, the ache, the years it took for me to break. And now I see it all come true. Every wrong love was leading me to you. You held my heart like something rare, patient care. You never rushed, you never asked. You saw the whole, not just the past. And baby, I had to lose my way to understand what I could say to someone real, to someone right, who didn't love me just on sight, but loved me all the way inside. Every wrong love lit the road to where your steady kindness showed. And every crack now shines with grace, since you've arrived and found your place. I don't regret the pain I knew, because it carved a path to you. So here I stand, and I won't move, 'cause every wrong love taught me how to choose you. I saw your name light up again through someone else's lens and lens. You looked the same but more at peace, and that alone gave me release. We said goodbye, not with a bang. No shattered glass, no bitter slang. Just two hearts knowing what to do when loving hurts but still feels true. I hope you're happy, truly so. I hope you dance where soft winds blow. I hope someone holds your hand when the world's too hard to understand. I hope you laugh the way you did when we were young, when love was big. And if you ever think of me, I hope it's warm and sets you free. I kept your letters for a while, then let them go with one soft smile. Not to forget, but just to breathe. Some love's not meant for us to keep. And though I walk this road alone, you were We don't stay up till 2 a.m. We don't write songs or chase the wind. We fold the laundry, share the news, make plans for dinner, pay the dues. We don't say always, we say now. We've learned what time will not allow. But in your glance across the room, I feel the stars, I feel the bloom. This is love, the grown-up kind, the one that stays through changing tides. It may not burn, it may not roar, but still it anchors at the core. This is love without the games, with open hearts and softer flames. It's not a chase, it's not a race, it's knowing home is just your face. You know my moods, I know your ways. We don't pretend on heavy days, but even when the skies are gray, you're still my choice, my quiet place. We've let some dreams go quietly, but gained the kind that let us be. It's not the start that makes it true, it's showing up and seeing through. This is love, the grown-up kind, where hearts don't need a grand design, just every morning making tea and still saying you and me. No firework, no fancy sign, just steady hands and threads that bind. This is us through days and time. This is love, the grown-up kind. You didn't come in like a storm, no sudden spark, no lines well formed, just quiet talks and gentle eyes that caught me off guard, by surprise. You laugh at things I barely say. You turn the gray to softer gray. I don't know where this all might lead, but suddenly it's all I need. Is this something like love? The way Is this something like love? I don't know yet, but it's enough to hope, to stay, to slowly trust. And maybe fate's been kind to us. You're not a fire, you're not a storm, but something about you feels so warm. So let's not name it, let it be. This quiet thing you bring to me, something like love. Softly. We had our seasons, had our years, some full of joy, some full of tears. We said goodbye with heavy hearts, not knowing we just fall apart.
I loved again, and so did you. We learned what we were meant to do, but somewhere deep I always knew that every road will lead to you.
We found our way back through all the noise, through all the black, through all the faces, all the tries. We kept a spark we never tied. We found our way home, though time had carved our skin and bone. We came back older, not the same, but still in love,
And still by name. You looked at me like years stood still, and suddenly the world was real. Not perfect love, but something more, a kind that time was keeping for. Maybe we were meant to roam, to lose, to break, to walk alone. So we'd return with hearts that see the kind of love that's meant to be. We found our way back, no fireworks, just soul and track. Two quiet hearts that knew the sound of love that waits beneath the ground. Now hand in hand, no need to speak. You are the home I used to seek. We lost the time, but not the truth. We found our way back into you.
You brought me coffee in the rain, waded through my moods and pain. You learned words I never said, and heard the quiet in my head. You stayed when I was hard to love, gave everything and asked for none. But I was blind, I looked away from all the ways you chose to stay. You loved me more than I knew, more than I ever gave to you. I thought love came in louder lines, but yours was patient, soft and kind. You loved me through my careless days and all the quiet, subtle ways. And now I see, too late, too true, you loved me more than I ever knew. I took your heart and left it bare, chased dreams while you just stood there. And when you left, it didn't show, not with a fight, but with a slow. And now I hear your name in air, in songs and lights and vacant stares. I wish I told you face to face before the wind erased your place. You loved me more than I could see, and I was blind with love in me. But if I had one chance to choose, I'd trade the pride, I'd pay the dues to hold your hand, to make it right, to keep you close just one more night. But all that's left is me and proof you loved me more than I ever knew, than I ever knew. You now love me more than I ever knew. You walked by like a gentle breeze and lit my heart with silent dreams. Just one moment, but it lingers on. Though you never knew, though you never saw, the wind whispers through the trees like all the words I couldn't speak. In quiet nights I still recall your eyes so deep, your smile so warm. Touch of a memory, it feels like you. In every dream I'm falling into, I hold you close with every breath. Even apart, my love never left. Touch of the past, it carries the pain, but still I hope I call your name. Just one chance to say I love you so, like we've never let go. Time may fade like the evening skies, and everything can be left behind, but your shadow lives inside my soul, a part of me I'll always hold. Touch of a memory, it feels like you. Even if I can't turn back the truth, you're still the dream I won't erase. Loving you always. Touch of a memory, it feels like you. Even if I can't turn back the truth, you're still the dream I won't erase. Loving you always, always. You were the kid with grass-stained shoes. I was the one who always lost. We built our worlds in backyards small, with paper dreams and muddy chalk. We carved our names into that tree, the one still standing silently. And in between our fights and games, you slowly stayed, you never changed. You've always been my always, from scraped up knees to quiet days. Through every year, through every shift, you were the heart I didn't miss. Until one day I looked again and saw a boy turn into man. me. You don't bring roses every night, but you always leave the porch light on. You don't write poems or serenades, but you stay. And that means more than songs. You know when I've had a heavy day, you hold my hand and walk my way. No fireworks, no grand parade, just quiet love that never fades. This quiet love, so soft, so true. No need for more when I have you. We speak in glances, not in lines, but I hear your heart in every sign. This quiet love, it feels like home, even in silence. I'm not alone, and every morning, every night, I fall for you in quiet light. We don't have photos on display of every sunset every day, but all the moments that we miss still live inside each simple kiss. We're not the love they write in plays, but we're the kind that always stays. Through messy fights and coffee spoons, we bloom beneath a steady moon. This quiet love, it's what I need. No perfect words, no hearts that bleed, just you and me, the way we are. A simple life, a steady start. This quiet love, without the show, but deeper than they'll ever know. It may not shout, it may not shine, but in your arms, this love is mine. It's not the poems that we wrote, not love songs scribbled into notes. It's in the way you fold my sleeve, or laugh before you even speak.
It's how you hum when brewing tea, the way your keys sound coming in. It's Sunday mornings, half awake, and sharing toast we always break.
It's the little things we keep, like quiet smiles before we sleep, like tangled socks and favorite cups, and old worn shirts you never give up. It's not the grand, it's not the loud, it's how you're here when life feels proud.
It's all the little things we keep. You hold my hand while watching shows. I trace your face with eyes that know that love's not made of diamond rings, but grocery lists and bathroom sinks. Some chase the spark, the blinding light, but we've got lamps that glow just right. And every chore and every chore is proof we love a little more. It's the little things we keep, like when you talk and half asleep, or how you always find my face, even in crowded, shifting space. And if the world should fade one day, I'd still know love in simple ways. It's not in dreams we barely meet, it's in the little things we keep. You walked in and the world stood still, like silence knew you'd come to fill a space in me I never named, but somehow you just fit the frame. You said hello, I felt it too. 1,000 lives came rushing through. I didn't ask, I didn't run, I only knew you were the one. I knew you before the time, before the shore, before the stars had learned to shine. Somehow your soul had danced with mine, we just forgot until today, when fate remembered what to say. And in your eyes I found the door to someone I have known before. You touched my hand and I felt peace, like something broken found release. Not lightning love, not something new, just coming home, but now to you.
make it to forever, but we made it through the storm. And even though we've drifted, you were once where I called home. I still remember late night talks, your laugh, your eyes, our midnight walks. We weren't perfect, but we tried, and that's enough for